Hey guys, Kev here, and I want to talk about the EDC pouches that I have now set up, and these will be the ones that I have in my backpack because I got a new backpack which has really no organization. It has a front pocket and then a back pocket. That back pocket does have sort of a divider, but that's it, one divider, and then it has the sleeve in the back for my laptop. And I went from a bag, a sling that had, a front zipper, then another front pouch that had different organization where you could put a pen, another pouch behind that, a little hook. And then, you had a main compartment that had a bunch of different organization, then another slide compartment, and then it had a bunch of, places to hang shit on the front. And so I just had things set up differently. I didn't quite understand why people were into these pouches, right? Because it just seemed like overkill. I'm really just I'm like, why do I need the pouch when I'm already organizing everything in the bag, right? Now I get it, it's more mobile, so you can take these, put them into different bags and places, or take one, put it in your coat or whatever, right? I get that. But I just didn't see the need because I had my truck loaded out with EDC gear, got my desk loaded out with EDC gear, got my house loaded out with EDC gear, got my bag loaded out with EDC gear. Do I really need a pouch that I take with me? But now that I have this bag, I kind of get it, right? And so I wanted to get things pimped out. And luckily, a buddy, Ian G, on YouTube and Instagram, shout out to Ian. He, I think it's Ian_G_EDC. So definitely give him a follow. I was on a live stream saying, I want to try these garage built gear pouches. And he's like, oh, I just bought one and I don't need it. He's like got an eye on this guy's page. And every time he drops something, he just orders it. And then he's like, did I really need that? And that happened with this one. So that's how I got this purple and gold one. I guess the gold is inside. And then he did another drop of these. I just got this today from him. It's the Chicago one. And that same thing happened. I was like, hey, man, like, I think I joked around. And I was like, did you get one of those? And he's like, yeah. And then so I bought it off him. These are expensive for what they are. I mean, they're like 80 bucks, 60, 70 bucks, something like that. For a pouch. You can go on Alpaca Gear's website. They have the hub pouch with a loop for Velcro for like 35 bucks, 40 bucks. I have one of those. It's in my truck. That's the one I got first. And I'll be honest, so far, in my opinion, that one's just as good as these, if not better. So you do have options. Maxpedition makes stuff that's affordable. But just like anything, right? Just like knives, we have our more affordable options, and then we have our, more expensive bougie options, and then you can customize and whatever. So just take it with a grain of salt. It's just like everything else. But it's cool. I got to get into the garage built gear ones, which is nice. I'm happy for that. Now, I didn't realize when I asked him to buy this one that it didn't have Velcro. Didn't have loop. Which, if you guys don't know, hook and loop is what Velcro is. This is the loop, I suppose, and then hook is, this side right here. Could be the other way around, but it doesn't matter. If you ever hear hook and loop or whatever, that they're talking about Velcro. And patches are really cool right now. I'm really into patches. I'm having a few different ones made. I have some already on our Divo website. If you're interested, check them out. So I really was hoping I would have, Velcro on here to mess with. Now, the other thing I want to note is that this is the Mighty Pouch Plus, and this is the Mighty Pouch OG in Chicago, and this is purple and gold. Now, what I want to note to you guys is this is the same exact pouch. Like, I don't see a difference. The only difference I see is obviously that this one has this pocket in the front and the branding here, where this one has this little brand here in the pocket on the side. So that's the only difference I'm noticing. They both have the zip pouch on the back. They both have this sort of reinforcement here, whatever that is. You could slide something in there or hook it to something. And the inside is identical. The strap or the zipper pulls are the same. So I don't understand exactly what the plus is for. I thought it meant it was bigger. And maybe I'm missing something, but they look identical to me in all dimensions. Obviously, this one's packed a little more, but I don't think it holds more or anything. So anyway, this is my setup currently for my work bag, backpack. I've been going to the office more. And, you know, when I travel and stuff and whatever, I want to have all my knife shit and stuff that will be useful for me. Obviously, my truck has first aid kit and shit like that in it, right? One thing I need to focus on getting is some kind of fire. A lighter. I'm sure I have one in the truck somewhere, but I used to have this pea pod lighter on my bag, and I'm not going to just add all this shit to my new bag. The point is to minimize, right? So without further ado, let's get into it. I'll show you what's in these. And obviously in my bag, I have some other things separated, but, you know, I have like a nice charging cord that it's one of those little adapters I showed off in a reel and an unboxing that has 6 different plug options. So it has a micro USB Lightning and USB-C on one side, and then a USB-A and USB-C on the other side. So you can pretty much do anything with that. That's in my bag. I have a microfiber, stuff like that. But this contains most of the stuff I need. So the first one is this purple and gold. It's the one I decked out first. So let's take a look at that. Well, first let's look at the outside. We have the patches. So again, unfortunately, I couldn't patch up the other one. Pisses me off a little bit. I might try to get another one that has hook and loop and then maybe sell this or use it for something else. But I have my Jack Wolf patch, a Knoll Knives patch, the NASCO Lander patch, Dead Nuts patch, and a cool Vero pouch. And then back here is a little zip compartment. I guess if you use this as like a wallet or something, it would be thin enough that this would make sense. For me, I jam pack it, so like it's kind of hard to get in here. Luckily, if I'm gonna get in here for something, it's gonna be after I open this and take something out. So I just have bits in here. So I have extra bits and stuff like that, different sizes. And then you open it up. I don't have anything in here. You open it up and you get the main compartment. And what I have here is your multi-tool. So you always want to, in my opinion, you always want to have a multi-tool in your bag. So you have something to do random shit that you might need. This has spring-loaded pliers. Honestly, this is one of my favorite multi-tools. This is the Nextool Flagship Pro. It's extremely affordable on Amazon. It's like 35 bucks, 40 bucks. Now, the one I keep at home that I rock is my Leatherman Charge Plus G10. I really dig this. But honestly, I like the spring-loaded pliers better than this. It's a give and take, but I do like the spring-loaded pliers. I like the needle nose a little better here. And the tool layout, or tools are a little better. S30V blade, that kind of stuff. But this does have one really cool thing I like. But anyway, this is the Charge Plus G10 that I keep here at my desk. So whenever I need it for videos and stuff, I have it. All right, so it has your pliers, has your wire cutters and stuff there. Now, the cool thing about this, in my opinion, it also limits the tools, but it has this awesome set of shears. I've done a review on this, so you guys may have seen it, but these are really well-made shears. They will cut stuff, which is really nice because it's not a tiny pair of scissors that you get on most multi-tools. So I really appreciate that. And then, of course, you also have your blade, which is going to be, trash steel, but I've used it like twice because I always carry a knife. You also have a saw with the cross teeth, however that works. And then you have a few little guys. You have a Phillips, which shouldn't matter, and you'll see why later. You do have like sort of a seatbelt cutter, gut hook type thing here. And then in the center here, you're going to have your can opener, bottle opener deal. And then you're going to have your flathead tool as well back here with another bottle can opener type deal. And that's it for the tools on this, but that's fine, you know. It does have a ruler there. It's just on the one side, so you can't like open it up and have, you know, two rulers. It's on the arm of this guy, but you do get, what do you get? You get 3 inches on there. So that is the multi-tool. And then I also have, now this thing takes up a lot of room. That's the one downside to it. It takes up more room than other multi-tools, but I like the capability of those scissors a lot. So I'm happy to give it up. In here I just have what you would expect. A few things of Advil. I probably need to restock, but it's enough for now. And that's it on this side. On this side over here, I keep a little fidget. I'm contemplating taking this out because, you know, I do like the fidget, and it kind of sucks having it in there because I never use it. But I don't know. It could come in handy if I, you know, I don't know. But it's super lightweight, made of Ultim, black Ultim. It's a 01 pod slider. So I can just keep that here, just where I could kind of tuck it in. And I have my NAFSCO lander in my 80s camo carbon scales from Carbodize. Big shout out to Carbodize. And, you know, you're talking about D2, but it's stone washed. It's going to be in the pouch. Should be protected from the elements there. You know, it's really nice. It's got the the camo carbon and everything. But, you know, I need something in the pouch, and it's a small knife. It'll get the job done when I need it, and I'm not too worried about it, right? So that guy kind of just hangs in the pouch. Then we have our Olight. This is our i3T EOS, and you have 2 modes on this, and I love these lights. They're really cool. Olight sent me this guy last month, and I thought this would be a perfect flashlight to keep in here. I obviously carry a flashlight every day as part of my EDC. That's my CWF Micro Arcadian. Absolutely love this flashlight to death, but you know, maybe I don't have it one day, maybe something happens, right? It's just good to have an extra light. And the one I was carrying in my backpack was a little bit big. It was an Ace Beam. It had a lot more power, but you know, trade-offs, guys. And then lastly, over here we have the striker bit. And this is where, you know, we're getting into overkill because you're going to see when I get to the other pouch. But on here, it has a dual-sided rod with magnet on each side. Very simple design. I really like this product. It's called the Striker Bit. It was a Kickstarter. So you'll see the magnet there. So it's really just a rod that rides inside this tube. And then it has this button on it that you can unscrew, obviously, and it tightens down or loosens. So you take your bit, drop it in there, and then you slide forward and tighten down, and that's how you now have your driver. So I have a T6 over here, and then screw that, pop it this way, pop up this side, now you have a T8. And it does have different configurations. It comes with a big Allen key that you can end up making it kind of like a socket, right? You can do all types of stuff. But anyway, I'm trying to keep things minimal. So I have this here, and then in the bit storage area, we have all different kinds of bits, right? And we have a flathead, and we have a Phillips in there. So a couple of Phillips. So that should help us if we ever needed it. But again, we're kind of getting a little redundant because the multi-tool has the Phillips, whatever. But, you know, it is what it is. Then we move over to this guy. A little bit lighter here. We don't have a bunch of shit. I don't think I have anything in here. This would be a good spot to put cash. Like, just to have some extra cash in there. And we open this guy up, and you can see, in my opinion, it's the same exact layout. I honestly don't see a difference between the two. But this is more my maintenance for knives kit, right? That one's more like stuff I might need. And this one's more like I'm going to be taking knives apart, right? So over here we have blue Loctite. Yes, I do prefer super glue, but I don't have a good small little thing of super glue. So I need to come up with that, or, you know, this will work in a pinch. So I figured, you know, it's probably better than nothing, but I'd prefer something smaller. I did have those little guys from KPL, but I don't think I have any left. So this is just what I have right now. And then we have the bit bar too. Now, again, we have a striker bit over there, a driver. And we have the multi-tool that can kind of work as a driver. So this is a bit overkill, but, you know, this thing has different capabilities, in my opinion. I can get a lot more torque. So I don't know. I know I'm kind of doubling up here, but it is what it is, right? Maybe I need 2 drivers at once, right? Now I have that capability. One of them's a little smaller, so maybe I can palm it. This one, I could also pop a... because I was thinking maybe I could have a little pry bar in here, right? But it'd have to be pretty small because like a fulcrum's not going to fit in here. So at least I'm pretty sure I could fit a fulcrum in here. Yeah, I doubt I could squeeze that in. So this basically becomes a pry bar if I put a little flathead on it, right? I can do whatever, get a little leverage. And then it also obviously has this piece. So now, you know, I can lock in here and get more torque like this. Do it like this. Or again, pry bar style. Now I have a good amount of leverage. I can also, if I needed to, I don't know why. I'm not saying I ever will. I'm guessing I can slot this guy in here, right? So I could loosen this, take out my bit, drop this guy in here, tighten it down, and now I have an extended reach on here for whatever I need. I just feel like these two together, or these 3 things together, kind of create a good amount of ideas, a good amount of things I can pull off. You know what I mean? And then add the multi-tool to all that. And I think I'm sitting pretty good if I ever get into a pinch. And, you know, I'm not fucking MacGyver or anything, but I just think it'd be cool to have. And you know what? It's my kit. And I get to set it up however I want. You know what I mean? So let me run down the bits I keep in here. Again, redundant because I have a lot of these bits over there. But the bit bar too, if you're going to have any piece of kit when it comes to a bit driver, I think the bit bar 2 is impossible to beat. I don't know what you could get that beats this. You have a pretty small package considering you're holding 8 bits in here, right? Find me a driver and bit set with at least 8 bits that is smaller than this. I don't know if it exists. And if it does, it's not this good. I know there's sort of a licensed budget version of this. I'm trying to find one of those, but I haven't been able to. Anyway, you have this slider right here. And FYI, I will link everything I can here down in the description, whether it's an Amazon link or my Big Idea Designs link. I have a link to their site where this is available right now. And you can use my code LeftyEDC and save 10% off at the same time. But I'll link everything I can. If you're going to pick it up, it does help the channel. So I would appreciate it. But anyway, this thing's amazing. So you have this slider. And there's your 8 bits. The way I have it kitted out right now is I have a T6, 8, and 10, and 15. Those are the most common for me. I have a Phillips. I believe it's a Phillips. Which one is it? PH2. Yeah, PH2. I have the flathead, and then I have the 2 sort of hex bits, which I believe are going to be the most common when it comes to like trying to, you know, take something apart IKEA style or whatever. I believe these would come in handy. And then, you know, obviously they pop out and you could put them on the corner for more leverage or on the top to use it like a normal bit driver. And then you have that extender as well. They're magnetized down here, so they're not going to like fall out. Just a really, really cool piece. In my opinion, it's one of the coolest items in the EDC universe. So that is the Bit Bar 2 from Big Idea Designs. Then over here we have our KPL section. So check out knifepivotlube.com, use my code LeftyEDC, etc. We are going to have our microfiber Q-tips back here. These are really important. I use them for so many things, not just for knives, just in general. A thin, small little microfiber Q-tip is super handy. So I have those kind of tucked in back here. And then I have my 2 KPLs. Now, I've had these forever in my bag, and I obviously don't need to use them a lot, so they have rubbed off the labels, but you can tell which is which, at least I can, by the viscosity. So you can tell right here, this one's a little more fluid. If you look at the bottom, it kind of, you know, moves around a little more, where this one is a little slower. Thicker viscosity, so I know this one's KPL heavy and this one is KPL. Now, I don't keep ultralight in here just because I don't have the room, and I rarely would need that on the go. I could use original in a pinch, you know, that kind of thing. But I really like to have heavy for detents and then original for bearings and stuff like that. And then I have that little driver thing here. So I think that's everything. And then I kind of just zip it up. And I'm good to go. I think the only thing that I would like to add to this that I don't have in here right now is a little plastic pry bar. But tell you what, I mean, I could probably use so many different things to make that happen. A credit card, you know, I could use different things. I could take a driver with a flathead and then cover it with something to protect it from damaging stuff. So not the end of the world that I don't have that. But I think this covers, you know, most of the things I would need and more, right? The only other thing I was thinking about getting is another one to pimp out for tech gear. So I could put that cable thing I was talking about, put my power bank in there, because that's stuff I have in my bag as well. I don't want to weigh this bag down like crazy with pouches. So, you know, but I do want to organize. So that's kind of how I'm doing it right now. Curious to hear your setup. I know not everybody's going to be into the pouches. I'm kind of into it. I wouldn't say it's like, you know, I'm a diehard fan. I'm really testing the waters, right? I can't sit here and tell you this is tried and tested and all that stuff. But it's kind of fun to kit out. And I think that's most of why people do it. I think a lot of it is Instagram posts because it looks cool. And then it's fun. It's really fun to think about what you're going to put here and what you're going to do there, and like buying stuff to fill it out, you know. I don't have a pen in here because I have a pen that's clipped to the outside of my bag. And I have one in my pouch in my truck, and I always have a pen at home. So it kind of seems silly. And I have one on my keys. I am very redundant with these things, but that's okay. Yeah, so there you go. Garage built gear. I'm really digging the aesthetic, you know. I would love to see one that's, you know, the same thinness and like tries to keep that compact nature, but is big enough for like a normal pen. Like, just give me one that fits a normal friggin' pen, and, you know, a Vero pry bar. Like, I just think I would appreciate that. I know it would be bigger, but it would help me a lot. I wouldn't have to be trying to find and buy shit that's small, you know. I get it, but I also want both. So, yeah, that's really it. I think the only thing that would change is if I find a Velcro version of this, like another cool one with Velcro instead. I do like this Chicago Bulls version, though. It's cool. And I don't have to have patches on everything, but I'm kind of becoming a patch guy, so... but yeah, that would probably be it. And then, you know, if I could find a small pen that works for me, I'd love to find one and fit it in here. But until then, we shall see. So, let me know what you guys think. I'll link everything I possibly can for you down there. Check it out if you want. If you don't want to, no big deal. I love you guys. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. And shout out to Ian for hooking it up with these and letting me buy them. I really appreciate that, dude. It's very hard to score these and kind of a pain in the ass, to be honest. So it was real nice to have somebody just be like, yo, dude, I got them. You know, you want it? It's like, yes, thank you, dude. I will pay you now. So, love you all. Hope you have a fantastic day, and I will catch you later.